I feel like a kid on Christmas morning. Like, wow, we have been spoiled, guys. What's going on? Welcome to another week of Clone Wars talk over here discussing Season 7, Episode 10, The Phantom Apprentice. We got a lot to talk about. This is part 2 of Siege of Mandalore. I love the first part. I was like in love with it. I felt like a kid opening presents on Christmas morning. And this is some of the best Star Wars I've ever gotten, guys. Make sure to comment down below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this episode. What are your theories for next week? That's what my favorite thing is to read each week as going through and doing these episode reviews. And just in general, being able to vent my thoughts at 12 a.m. in the morning because that's what time it is here. But again, guys, make sure to comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this episode. What do you guys think? And as well, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you have the Force with you. If you love Clone Wars, hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep talking Star Wars every single week. Without further ado, Clone Wars Episode 10, Season 7, the final season, The Phantom Apprentice. That was a fantastic name. Popped up with that. Popped up the Lucasfilm. Was expecting the score to pop up like last week. It didn't, but it subtly got us right into this. And first off, the one thing I noticed was a little bit of Dual Fates in there. Got me real excited, but this was an episode that just kept furthering the story a little bit more. One thing in particular that just got me super hyped about this, and I literally jumped out of my seat and just... It's happening in the season, and I've called it since the beginning of the season. Maybe many other people have as well. Order 66, no matter what, it's going to happen by the end of it. That is going to be the very last episode. And it gets me, like, so excited. Like, all the little things Maul was saying, I'm, like, just jumping out of my seat, getting all giddy. I'm like, it's going to happen. And I didn't think they were actually going to do it, but they are. And that's what excites me to see how are they going to portray it in here. Because that's a timeline that we haven't seen with Ahsoka yet. And Rex and all that sorts of stuff. And I'm so curious to see how they will do it inside the show. Maybe I'm still wrong. Maybe they don't do it. But it's leading to it. Because last week, you know, Obi-Wan and Skywalker couldn't go along. They had to go save the Chancellor. The Counselor, whatever. You know, they had to go save Palpatine, Sidious. But, of course, we find out that, no, in this episode, Anakin killed Dooku, and I was like, that's it, the timeline's lining up, and it just kept adding from there to even get me more excited. Of course, Ahsoka finds out about the secret mission he's on, and all that sort of stuff just keeps tying together. Some of the most intriguing thoughts, actually, in here was everything with Moll and Ahsoka, to be completely honest with you, because Maul has always been one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars lore. He's a badass-looking character, but his whole story behind himself, whether you find out in Clone Wars, Rebels, the comics, he's always been one of the most intriguing characters in Star Wars lore, but also so is Ahsoka. And I've loved Ahsoka. I've loved every single bit about her, and she's been one of the characters that I've really gravitated to. And I already said it off the top, this is some of the best Star Wars content we've ever gotten. Just the Siege of Mandalore in general, this is some of the best Star Wars content we've seriously ever gotten, and it makes me so happy to see what they are doing. It feels like the original trilogy inside this, right? And in general, I've loved the whole Clone Wars series, not the whole season in general, not this season, but I really loved its whole entire show, and this is one of my favorite eras of Star Wars because it really is the furthering of it all, even though I don't love all the movies with the Attack of the Clones and all that, but I just love this era. I love these characters. And I'm getting so emotionally wrapped up in them because this is it. 2 episodes left, and then I can go start binging Rebels again, but you know, this is it, and everything they were having with Moll and Ahsoka, having their discussions before they started fighting, kind of just getting the more nuanced stuff of course, who is Sidious, why did Maul want Kenobi there, because he actually wanted Skywalker to come so he can have the chance to kill Skywalker, which puts a lot of more perspectives on Maul's character, and, you know, that whole ideal thing of when Ahsoka and him are talking, you know, I think for a moment she really was deciding, do I join him? And, you know, we're all sitting there like, Ahsoka, he's right. This is what's going to happen. His vision is not false. But obviously we know Ahsoka loves her master. She cares for him. And it's going to make the heartbreak at the very end of this even worse. And I already know it is. Because we've seen some glimpses of that, of course, in Rebels when she does fight Darth Vader, which is freaking phenomenal. But this is going to make that heartbreak at the end of this so much worse. And, you know, the Siege of Mandalore is over. Where do we go next? What's part 3 and part 4 going to be? Obviously, I've already said I'm pretty sure part 4 will be... Actually, you know what? I could be completely wrong. Part 3 might be the start of it, and part 4 might be the epilogue to it, which, again, will be exciting. I'm just getting giddy for next week, but next week's even better because we don't have to wait that long. We get it on Friday, and then May the 4th, we get blessed with another Star Wars episode, which is very exciting. If you guys didn't know that, I Makes me so giddy that we get that so fast, but also very sad because Clone Wars is ending even sooner. Man, I'm super sad it's ending. But going in, one of the things I really do want to talk about is that Moll and Ahsoka fight. That is something I've been really looking forward to ever since I saw the trailer for Clone Wars, and I actually shut it off right when I saw their fighting. I'm like, I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see anything else to Clone Wars. I want to be surprised as all hell through this whole season, and that is one of my favorite lightsaber fights. Like top 10, maybe not top 5, but top 10 for sure. Best lightsaber duels we've ever had. The music all pounding through there was just phenomenal. Everything they had with Darth Maul. He's such a skilled warrior, and even though yes, he did get caught at the end, I think there's something about Maul where he wasn't... The guy could have easily taken down Ahsoka, and I think there's something that he does believe. He's like, I believe you and me can take this down and save this solar system. And the way I look at Maul is, yes, he is a very greedy person, very one-sided person. I mean, you see him. He pretty much just leaves all the Mandalorians. He's like, screw you. I don't need you anymore. I think that is something that actually... And he pretty much used this whole planet as a way to just get Kenobi and Anakin. This whole war, in a sense. And I think that's something about Maul's character that even opens up more in this episode. And I think we see that, like, yes, he could kill Ahsoka right there, but he knows if he does, that could defeat the purpose of what he needs to do in this moment. And I think that's why I also love how intriguing of a character Maul is. Plus, I just love Sam Witwer and the way that he's able to voice him and portray him. It's just freaking phenomenal. And in general, those were the biggest parts of this episode. It was nice seeing a lot of more clone action. There's another great war. Again, the Bo-Katan is freaking amazing when she's fighting with the Mandalorians and actually goes under that elevator. That was just a badass scene. She's such a great person, and I actually hope that we get more of her in future stuff within Star Wars, because Katie Sackhoff's so freaking good in the role. I would love to see a live action version of her. I'm just saying, I think she could totally pull it off. In general, though, before I give you guys my final thoughts on the Phantom Apprentice, make sure to comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this episode. Again, if the Force is with you guys, hit that like and subscribe button. If you love Star Wars, I love talking it every week, and my favorite thing is to read the comment section, so I can't wait to hear your guys' theories of what's going to happen. Do you think we get Order 66 next week? Do we think we get it the last episode? I'm really curious to hear your guys' thoughts. It seems like the timeline is moving pretty close, because this was pretty much taking place around when he's going after Grievous and Anakin's on his thing. I'm thinking next week's actually the one that we get Order 66 in. I'm calling it right now. I think it's happening. I don't know anything about the previews. I'm not watching any clips for next week. I'm just super stoked, and I'm just so happy that we have more Star Wars content, because this is everything that I've wanted from this franchise. This is what I want. Again, this is some of the best Star Wars content we've gotten in a while. We get some awesome lightsaber duels in here, some great dialogue between Maul and Ahsoka that really puts a new perspective behind Maul, behind Ahsoka, and in general, the heartbreak that is building up towards that whole sentimental values. And in general, we just got some great interpretations and just some Easter eggs and giddy stuff to make us fans go crazy knowing what is going to happen. This was a great middle arc. I still think I love the first episode a little bit more, but still, this is like neck-tied for being some of the best this season, and easily some of the best Star Wars content ever. I love what they're setting up. I love how great both these episodes were, and I hope the momentum can keep going within to 3 and 4. Again, I didn't expect the Siege of Mandalore to go by that fast, but they're obviously setting up some pretty special things in the next 2 episodes that I'm pretty sure we're all theorizing the same thing. So thank you guys again so much for watching this. I can't wait to discuss with you guys next week on more Star Wars content. So of course, may the Force be with us all.